Hello everybody, Ben Woodruff here with another falconry video. Today's video is not too long, just a quick one midweek I thought I would share, and that is assessing the health of prey in a set area, the quarry that you are hunting. And this is kind of a topic that we maybe don't do so much when you're first getting into the sport. When you're first getting into falconry, it's all about acquiring a bird, acquiring a license, acquiring a sponsor, and learning all that. Proper equipment, proper housing. And then you're like, okay, now we're going out in the field and hunting. If you've been doing it for a while, then you are more prone to really kind of think about the quarry itself. And it actually is very important. I live in Utah. Right now, we're in the middle of a huge drought. It's been going on for years. And additionally, we've had this from domestic rabbit populations. There's been rabbit hemorrhaging disease that has just gone through all the American West and hit the wild rabbit populations very hard. Therefore, for me personally, hunting jackrabbits, cottontail rabbits, or going out with other falconers who are doing so, I would prefer to identify areas where populations are healthy for multiple reasons. Part of that is just, of course, making sure that the populations can bounce back on their own, but also the wild predators are depending on these food sources as well. And so went for a ride, went out to one of my old stomping grounds that I haven't hunted for a few years to just kind of check on it. It's an area that there's been a lot of encroaching housing, getting closer and closer. One of the bad things when it comes to rabbits about housing developments is it gobbles up territory, it gobbles up habitat. But at the same time, areas that might have had gun hunters, usually once you get houses starting to push in on the sagebrush areas, then there's a lot more effort to stop shooting in that area, or even it's directly posted, which then the remaining rabbits can proliferate to a better degree. So I went to this area and I wanted to just kind of walk through and take a look. And first, just checking the sage itself. There's been so little snowpack each winter that the sagebrush itself, so much of it is even dying, which is not good. But that gives me a clue as to the health of the environment. Now, I did see cottontail rabbit tracks, and cottontails are very much a part of the food chain, but cottontails will burrow, and they'll usually kind of be more confined into a set area. So this tells me there are rabbits here, and they are going to be, not completely on the move. I did also find jackrabbit tracks, and those heel prints, those big heel prints from jumping. Jackrabbits are much, much larger than cottontails. They're not prone to burrow, and they'll range out. They'll just be like, I'm just going and going. I'm going a mile away, and now I'm eating over here. They're not as territorial per se as cottontails, usually more clustered in a confined area. I looked through the sagebrush. I didn't see any tracks from snakes, any slithering marks, pathways. Did not see any shed skins. Usually we have a lot of gopher snakes, but I think really in large part due to the lack of rain and snow, we're seeing low year for snakes. Now, I also saw lots of kangaroo rat tracks. And these are a lot of fun because you can see where they're just jumping through, and some of the trackways you can even see, depending on how they land, the tail marks they have. Now, I've been seeing a lot of kangaroo rats out this year, but some years we have an absolute population explosion, just like can often happen with jackrabbits. I have not seen that. Have not seen good kangaroo rat numbers for 7-8 years. So that is a good indicator that hopefully the ecosystem is moving back up to see so many tracks from them, as well as to see so many live kangaroo rats at this location as well as in the desert. Now, these are a nocturnal animal, and they are part of that food chain. I've also seen, while I was out, I found a lot of digs and scrapes from what seemed to just be one badger. Badgers most definitely have an impact on prey populations of rabbits. And I did see coyote prints as well. And coyotes very much are hunters of rabbits. Coyotes are omnivores. They'll eat a lot of different things. But so that's bad and good. The fact that I'm seeing both badger and coyote in this area means there's competition on that limited prey base. But at the same time, that also indicates that maybe there are more rabbits there than meets the eye from my short little search looking around, enough to draw in such predators. So This, to me, looking at all this, appears like hopefully things are slowly starting to turn up. Hopefully we'll get a wet winter with a lot of rain, a lot of snow. That'll help population. But this is an area that I'm checking off on my list as okay to do a little bit of game hawking, a little bit of hunting of rabbits with birds, but I don't want to make this a regular spot, as it seems like this is a spot that could handle a little bit of hawking, but not regularly. I'd rather let the natural prey base and the natural predators do their thing and hopefully get those numbers back up on their own. So I just wanted to share that's kind of my logic. I like to do this with all different types of biomes, to just kind of go scout it out, see where things are at, and kind of make my plan for the hunting season based off of what I see these wild conditions to be. So I hope that you found that of interest, and maybe you can employ that as well in your hawking adventures, and hope that you'll let me know down in the comments below your thoughts on this. And as always, happy hawking.